All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, this time bringing you the match reaction. Chelsea versus Blackburn. Chelsea 2, Blackburn 0 in the EFL Cup, Carabao Cup. I think it's known as EFL, but we all know historically it's known as Carabao Cup. But yeah, let's just call it EFL Cup, whatever. Chelsea winning 2-0, ladies and gentlemen, and moving into the quarterfinals where they will face Newcastle. Newcastle, who absolutely smashed Man United. Lewis Hall, I believe, was in the score sheet. Livramento was in the game as well. It was an absolute madness what Newcastle did. I think it was not even their B team, to be honest. It was probably their C, maybe even D team that ended up playing Man United at Old Trafford, and they absolutely smashed them. So we meet Newcastle in the next round. Some people have already written us off for the quarterfinals, that it's over. I don't think so. Look, let's talk about, obviously, the Blackburn game. Look, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy that Chelsea ended up winning that. But I have to say, I don't think for once, maybe in the second half, in the first 20 minutes of that second half, maybe we were in control. But overall, I felt like there were times where Blackburn was just getting through us quite seamlessly through the midfield and into the attacking areas. The issue with Blackburn is obviously they don't have the caliber of players to hurt us. You best believe if this was to happen against Spurs, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to get devastated by Spurs. So that was a bit of a concern. There were a couple of times where Desasi was a bit shaky. I thought, for me, one of the biggest standouts, obviously Enzo Fernandez was sensational with the way he was passing, but I was very happy with Reece James, how he was impacting in that first half. There were a couple of times where he came very close to scoring a goal. That threat from that right side, having Reece James, and I know this is Blackburn, and there's no need to get too hyped up about it, but it was good to see what Reece James could bring. Obviously, Reece James got taken off early in the second half because we do need to manage him, so that's absolutely fine. Apparently, he was getting tired anyway. Of course, Badiashile, Dexter, absolutely right. Badiashile was a very, very good performer, scored the goal for us. I thought Cole Palmer, once again, had a very, very good game, and he seems to play in magnitude of positions, in multitude of positions, if I was to say. And Ugochukwu probably was a decent performer as well. But there were a lot of probably not so good performances, and this is what we will talk. We'll talk about everything. We'll talk about the good performances. We'll talk about the bad performances. Obviously, Nicholas Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, is Ms. Did you watch the match? Why no watch along? Yeah, I did watch the match, Adnan. The reason why I didn't do a watch along is because I wasn't feeling good last night. So I went to bed after our preview, and then I went to bed and I wasn't feeling good. Woke up slightly under the weather, a little bit of feverish, a little bit of sore throat. I knew if I did the watch along, I'd just get even more sick. So I watched quietly, and I relaxed, and obviously I've got office as well, so I've then had to go to office to work. So I just couldn't afford to go through the whole watch along and potentially get myself even more sick. So that's the reason. But I hopefully the next watch along against Spurs, I will be definitely up and running on that one, no doubts about that. But yeah, Nicholas Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, was that was difficult to watch. It's got to a point where I know a lot of people has turned on him. I'm still, to a certain degree, I want to back him, man, because I know the caliber of player I saw in the preseason and few of the matches, and I know a lot of you guys will say, nah, man, he's simply not Chelsea quality. He's dropped a lot of stinkers. I completely hear you. And obviously, he dropped another stinker against Blackburn, especially the cutback from Sterling in the second half, how he skied it over the top. And you're thinking, man, like a polished striker absolutely cleans that, shoots that perfectly, and scores a goal. Obviously, Nicholas Jackson wasn't great, and we'll talk about that in details. Raheem Sterling, I know he scored the goal. I know I was having a bit of banter on X, and you know how much I back Raheem Sterling, but Raheem Sterling was another one, was being wasteful over and over again. As I said, even though he scored a really nice goal, some of the chances that he was getting was quite mad. Yeah, Arsenal is out as well. Look, this is a particular competition. We are giving ourselves a fantastic opportunity to go all the way now. By the way, does the winner of Carabao Cup do they get any European positions by any chance? Let me know. Let me know in the live chat, ladies and gentlemen. I think the winner of the Carabao Cup ends up getting what, like a Europa League position. Am I right or am I wrong? I could be wrong here. But yeah, big up to each and every one of you guys. Nearly 100 live already. Big up to Skills, Marcus. We've got Whitney. We've got Joshua. We've got Clicks, Dexter. Yorkie, the GOAT, Unlisted is here. Adnan is here. Whitney is saying, Ms., I'm not happy. No way a person can be happy with that performance. We did play the same way we did play against Brentford. Yeah, look, I'm not saying that that was a polished performance by any means. That was a championship team Conference League. Okay, so it seems like we do get maybe Conference League. Only FA Cup. No, I think the winner of the Carabao Cup gets something. Someone check online and let me know in the live chat. I'll do my checking as well, but someone let me know. But look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that was a great performance. It wasn't. It was a win, of course, and it's something that we can be happy about to a certain degree. But the way Blackburn just entered our final third in so many occasions, especially in the first half, they had chances of scoring. There was a cutback for a particular Blackburn player who skied a shot as well. Those type of chances, if it falls to an if it falls to a Premier League side, you're getting done. You're getting done. So, but nonetheless, we move on to quarterfinals. You just got to build momentum, man. At this stage, you just have to build momentum. But Pochettino, with the fixtures that are coming up, the next few fixtures that are coming up, he's got his work cut out. He really does. Next up, we've got Spurs, and that's not going to be easy. We played with a three-man midfield with Enzo, Ugochukwu, and Gallagher. And Gallagher's probably another one. I don't think he had a very good game, that particular match against Blackburn. So we played a three-man midfield against Blackburn, and Blackburn, they built out from the back. Blackburn was brave enough to build out from the back. Yeah, they stuffed up a couple of times. Obviously, the goal that Raheem Sterling scored was off the back of them trying to build up from the back. But most of the times they weren't scared. They were looking to build up, and at times they were breaking through the press. And yeah, they counter press. They didn't sit deep. Like, if you'd think the teams that have had success against us, there's a clear blueprint, which is sit deep, soak up the pressure, and see if you can get a counter attack going, or see if you can get a set piece. And Blackburn didn't do that. I suppose they just don't play in that manner. But it was a bit strange to see that this is Blackburn who's doing this, a far more quality team, in the likes of Spurs and City. They will hurt us. They will definitely hurt us, and it's something to think about. So yeah, let's take a couple of your comments, and then we're going to have a look at some of the ratings and go through player performances. Let me know what you thought about the match. Let me know which player stood out for you. Let me know which player didn't work out for you, or players that didn't work out for you. Overall, how you feel and how you feel moving forward with the upcoming fixtures. Let me know in the comment section. and we can make a discussion out of it. Shivendra, big up to you, my man. Big up to Prince. Big up to Haj. Good to see all you guys. Big up to Himanshu as well and Jermaine. Shivendra, if the Carabao Cup winner comes in 5th place, they are automatically entered directly to the Europa League group stage. There you go. There you go. So I don't think we're going to come 5th. I don't know. I mean, it's early days. Who knows? Maybe we can still come 5th. It will be good. We would like to be coming 5th. By the way, if we automatically, if we come in 5th, doesn't that mean Champions League position? Why would that be Europa League? Let me know. Let me know, Shivendra. Haj, Jackson can't start against Romero and Van der Ven. Let's be real. They will dominate him. Want Poch to use the same setup he did for the Arsenal game. Double false, 9, Palmer and Gallagher. Do you know what? That's probably what's going to happen, Haj. Where does that leave us with Jackson then, man? Where does that leave us with Jackson? I would prefer Jackson against Spurs. I know that sounds ridiculous. I absolutely get it. But I want to play with a striker. Do you know what I mean? I really do. I know Cole Palmer can definitely do a job as a false 9. No doubts about that. And maybe that is the policy. That should be the policy against Spurs and maybe even City. Who knows? Maybe it might even be deployed against Newcastle. But it's sad. It really is sad to see that Jackson, Nicholas Jackson. I was going to say Michael Jackson for a second. He's so low in confidence at the moment. Perhaps it's not worthwhile, taking that risk. Look at this, 6.7 rating, ladies and gentlemen. 6.7 rating. And that is the worst one. Everyone else was on the green. Jackson is the only one at 6.7. And I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned about Jackson's future. I wish we give him an opportunity. Look, my personal feeling would be to keep giving him an opportunity for at least another 3-4 matches to see if we can turn his form around. Guys, let me know in the live chat. Do you think it's the form or do you really think it's the quality that Jackson doesn't have? Because I feel like he's so young. How can we already judge that he doesn't have the quality? We've seen in bits and pieces that there are, like in glimpses, that there is the quality there. I know aerially he's not that great. I know from a finishing point of view he has to improve, but his link up is very good. I think at times his hold up is good. I know certain times his hold up doesn't look that great. Right now, he's just not in confidence. Let's see what you guys have to say about Nicholas Jackson. This guy Jackson plays in jeans, I promise you. It's form and confidence. He has quality. This is what Shubra. Big up to you, Shubra, and also Jermaine as well. It's the quality. There you go. People tend to think it's the quality. Adnan is saying it's form. Confidence is, yep, there is a good player there. I'm going to put a poll up. Let's see what you guys have to say. We'll start a poll. Is it form? Is it form or quality that is letting Nicholas Jackson down? So we go form and we go quality. So quality obviously meaning that he just doesn't have the quality at this level. So we'll go with this poll. Participate on the poll, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. I'm very, very keen to see what you guys have to say in the poll. All right. Joshua, Jackson needs to do simple things right. I believe he has the quality. We saw that in preseason. Just needs Nkunku to come back. All right. I mean, he does have Cole Palmer. We can't just sit here and say that, he needs Nkunku to come back. Then what's Cole Palmer doing? Do you know what I mean? There's been few instances prior to the last international break where Cole Palmer was feeding the ball nicely to him. I guess you can say against Blackburn, Cole Palmer was more on the right side. If he plays more centrally, maybe he can provide some passes to Nicholas Jackson. But Yeah, there was a lovely cutback from Sterling that Nicholas Jackson absolutely needed to nail it, and he didn't do that, which is a bit of a concern. But my feeling is let's find that confidence back again for Nicholas Jackson and see if we can do something about that striker position. But I'm scared that his career is going to take a bit of a hit now. I think Cole Palmer is going to be the false nine for the next upcoming fixtures, and it might be it for the time being for Nicholas Jackson. And don't forget, in January he's going for AFCON, so we will definitely be in the lookout for a striker. I'm quite certain about that. Marco, I honestly think Jackson isn't really a striker. I feel like he's a winger. To be honest, he's played most of his career as a winger, if I remember correctly. Look, I think he's got quality as a winger in terms of pace, in terms of dribbling 1v1. But even as a winger, you need to be able to finish. He could potentially have that Sadio Mane kind of a mold about him. But Sadio Mane was a damn good finisher. Do you know what I mean? So that's that. Raghav, good to see you, my man. Quality is lacking, but I still think he can come good with experience. But that is the issue with us Chelsea fans. We don't have any time and patience. And this is the thing. Look, I hear you. I definitely hear you, Raghav. And I want Chelsea fans to have patience. But the flip side to that argument is having patience should not be of the detriment of dropping points. Like, I can be patient, but if that equates to us dropping points, Nicholas Jackson, we keep being patient, but he can't finish his meal. He keeps missing, which ultimately has a negative effect on our results. How long will you stay patient? How long will you stay patient? If, for instance, like I'm advocating for Nicholas Jackson to start against Spurs, and he starts, and it's 0-0, 90th minute, it's 0-0, let's just say for argument's sake. And we've seen this against Nottingham Forest, right? Nottingham Forest was leading 1-0, and Nicholas Jackson had a clear-cut opportunity to level things up, but he missed. So let's say against Spurs, we're not even losing, we're drawing, but we get an opportunity to win, and the ball falls into Jackson's feet and he misses a clear-cut chance. So yeah, you can continue on by saying, yeah, be patient, but to what detriment? Do you know what I mean? To what detriment? Let's see what else you guys are saying. Jackson used to be a winger, was moved to striker in January. Shano, can't wait till January. No more walking from Jackson for a month. Thanks. There you go. People have, you guys have made your mind. Okay. Now, we've obviously talked enough in regards to Nicholas Jackson. Yes, second that, man. We do need points, and he is missing sitters. There you go. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. We'll end the poll. So we've got 67 votes in. A lot of people, 60% think it's form, 40% thinks it's quality. So generally, people tend to think that he can perhaps make it at Chelsea Football Club. All right, so we'll end that. Now, let's talk about the next player. Raheem Sterling, ladies and gentlemen. Raheem Sterling. How do we feel about Raheem Sterling? If Mudryk is fit, hopefully he is, against Spurs, and Mudryk was looking like he was getting into some really, really good form until obviously he got this whatever injury that I don't even know what injury it is. By the way, does anyone know what happened to Mudryk? What injury took place? Are you guys at a particular situation, ladies and gentlemen, where are you done with Sterling? Me personally, and I know you guys are all going to hate me, I can't help to think that he's still the most qualified winger for us. Like, I know against Blackburn, there were so many times he was in such a good position and the quality at the end wasn't there. But look at the way he takes the shot. Look at the way he gets the goal. Look at all the times where he's dribbled through past players and he gets into the final third area, especially also the cutback to Nicholas Jackson. He should have got an assist. And I know that's Blackburn. I get it. But we've seen Raheem Sterling do well against other teams as well. I know in recent times, a lot of you guys will say he's done well against the most basic teams. He hasn't really done well against the better teams. But this guy, like the level of skills he has, and I know he's not consistent, but that level of skills, some of our other attacking players don't even have that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's Cole Palmer or, anything like that, but he's definitely a frustrating figure. He's definitely a frustrating figure. I absolutely would have no qualms about any of you guys not wanting Raheem Sterling against Spurs. Let me know in the live chat. Do you believe in Sterling? Are you done with Sterling? Can he start against Spurs? Should he be sold in the future? Is it absolutely over with you? With Sterling, this is it. At the end of this season, he's got to go. Let me know in the live chat. Meanwhile, I'll put up another poll because I think this will be an interesting one. Does Raheem Sterling start versus Spurs? Participate in the poll, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what's your thoughts, and let's actually have a conversation in regards to Raheem Sterling. Haj, why are people surprised? This has always been Sterling. The reality is, under Pep, he was a system player, arriving for back post tap-ins. Sterling is an average player without Pep for his age and wage sell. Yeah, look, I mean, Pep Guardiola's system created a plethora of opportunities. And of course, there's been so many instances where Raheem Sterling got lovely tap-ins from the far post, but there have also been instances where, he's cut back in and he's whipped in very nice goals. Like he would be on the left side, cutting back in, whipping in shots and getting goals. There were instances in Man City when he played on the right side and Leroy Sané played on the left side, and Raheem Sterling was devastating on the right side as well, I have to admit. So, yeah, look, I'm not going to deny the fact that Raheem Sterling is potentially more of a system-based player. Even prior to City, when he was playing under Brendan Rodgers, I think it was in the Liverpool team, where Liverpool had Sterling, Sturridge, and Suarez, I believe, up front. Even Brendan Rodgers had a bit of a system, which is high tempo, high octane, press, win the ball, and create a lot of chaos. Whereas at Chelsea, we're still defining our system. We're still in that, early stages of building our philosophy under Pochettino. So maybe he's not the player that we need right now. I think Mudryk probably needs to have more of an opportunity. He's the future, right? Raheem Sterling is 27. I know he's getting into peak years, but then again, his peak might have already gone. Like he started football at a very, very early age, so he might have already peaked. Now we're starting to see the decline of Sterling, but I still believe certain skill sets that Raheem Sterling has is better than a lot of our attacking players. It's just the issue with Raheem Sterling is he's highly inconsistent with his performances, and his final third decision making is just not on point. Let's see what else everyone else is saying. He's too good to drop. By far the most skilled winger in the line. See, this is what I'm saying. See, this brother, Suyash, thank you. You understand what I'm saying. His skill set is by far the best in our wingers, in the wingers area. That doesn't mean that he's highly consistent. That's a separate thing. He's highly inconsistent. We know he's got the skills, but he's inconsistent. And that's an issue. That is an issue. If you get a proper striker, Sterling will have many more assists. And that's a very good point as well. Blue Empire, good to see you. Bill, shout out to you as well. Miss, can Can he? But I don't know why he's not wants to put an effort on it. Maybe he keeps himself to Spurs game. Maybe he does keep himself for the Spurs game. Robbie, big up to you, my man. Is it too early to question Poch on why we still don't have some sort of attacking sequences that can open up teams? We look like we're making stuff when we get to the final third. Yeah, look, you're right. I don't see any attacking patterns. I don't see any passing patterns as well, any sequences. Now, I can sit here and say that that kind of stuff takes time, but then you see Ange Postecoglou, what he's doing with Spurs in such a short time. Like they've got proper passing sequences, great build up. They got really nice ways of opening up, the opposition. I guess we just need to be patient. That's it. We just need to be patient. I mean, what are we going to do? What are we going to? It's the same thing. Do you know what? The same thing is happening at Man United. The same thing is happening at Man United where they're on the verge of letting go of Eric Ten Hag. Now, we all know how well Eric Ten Hag did in Ajax. But the players he had in that Ajax team when he was the manager, I don't think any of those players are there anymore in that Ajax team. I think Ajax now they're in the relegation zone, like they're struggling. And this is what happens when you become a selling club. Eventually enough, you sell everyone every season. You keep selling. You're just going to end up being rubbish unless somehow you're able to keep churning out quality and keep scouting quality players, like say for example Dortmund, right? But in regards to us and Man United, like Man United, as I said, I think it would be wrong if they let go of Eric Ten Hag now, because he needs to have his type of players to play his football. And similarly with us, Mauricio Pochettino mentioned a few days ago that maybe last summer, the window, he wasn't probably even part of it. He just came in, took the job. I don't think the transfers that we did were already predetermined. They were already determined before he even came. So maybe we need to wait. Maybe we need to wait until Mauricio Pochettino has a proper say in the transfer market, get some of his players in to play his type of football. Because we all know the level of football Mauricio Pochettino played when he was at Spurs. So perhaps we just need to be patient. I mean, okay, we sack Mauricio Pochettino. Let's say we sack him, right? And look, over the next few fixtures, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to preempt something to each and every one of you guys. Over the next few fixtures, Spurs, Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, it could get so ugly over the next 5 fixtures. A lot of us may get to the position where we might want the manager gone. We might want the manager gone because it could get ugly. But I guess we need to think, then what? Who do we bring in? Who do we bring in? And it's starting from zero again. Do you know what I mean? The new guy is going to come in and he's not going to want some of these players. And who knows, they're going to succeed. The cycle just continues. The cycle just continues on. And it's a different ownership. Do you know what I mean? Like, this isn't Roman, where even though the cycle continued, we did end up winning trophies. It ain't going to happen anymore like that. It just ain't going to happen. So maybe we just need to maybe hang on, man. We just need to maybe hang on and hope that it turns around for us. I'll be quiet about Sterling because never wanted him, but his performance has been trash, too inconsistent. 28-year-old, 350k with the vast experience from City, and you're the most inconsistent winger. Yeah, I know. Lots of money spent. You're meant to be a talisman type of a player, and you're not delivering. I completely hear you. I absolutely hear you. And maybe this might be the end of Raheem Sterling in terms of this might be the last season at Chelsea Football Club. Who knows? Maybe he ends up being at Saudi Arabia. He ends up getting the big bucks. Marek, sorry, but I can't agree with you. it feels like you watching game through rose-colored glasses. He plays well in 1 to 5 games. Where is the guarantee that against Tottenham it will be exactly this game? No, no, no. I don't know why you're attacking me, Marek. I agree. I'm agreeing that Sterling, or I don't know who you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about Nicholas Jackson. Maybe you're talking about Sterling, but both, whatever the case is, I agree. I agree that there is an argument for both of them not playing. I'm just saying that should we be just dismissing players so quickly? Especially, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, but you were dismissive about Gallagher." But even Gallagher in recent times, I've been okay with. But with Gallagher, it was more to do with the skill set that he's bringing in midfield. Is that something that we need, or is something else? In terms of Sterling, he's got the skill set to be a good winger. It's just he's inconsistent. With Nicholas Jackson, I feel like he's got the overall package. Yeah, he doesn't have the heading ability, but he's another one who seems to be lack of confidence and inconsistent. So I completely get if we don't want to play these players, there's no issues. There's absolutely no issues about it. Shivendra, will Romero pull Mark Cucurella's hair again this time and get away with it? Is Anthony Taylor our referee? Will Cucurella get avenged? I hope we destroy Spurs there. Yeah, now there's a lot of questions. All right, now we're going to talk about something hopefully happy. So obviously wanted to touch base on some of the negative stuff. Now we're going to talk about some of the players that did well. I think it's worthwhile talking about them, of course. I'm going to end the poll in regards to Raheem Sterling. Does Raheem Sterling start versus Spurs? 74% saying he does start. So out of nearly 100 votes, 75% is saying that Raheem Sterling starts. So maybe people don't have that hate for Raheem Sterling, which is good to see. All right. We end the poll on that. Now, we bring up the screen again. A couple of really, really good performances. We're going to talk about Buddy Shield first. Ladies and gentlemen, Buddy Shield. I thought overall his defending was good. Obviously gets that goal. I think, in the future, it's going to be interesting. What do we do now? I wasn't really convinced with Desasi's performance against Brentford. Obviously, it was a game back from injury, and I definitely wasn't convinced by his performance against Blackburn either. But of course, before he got injured, before the international break, Desasi's performance was very, very good. Was probably one of the silent heroes, I suppose. What do we want? Ladies and gentlemen, what do we want the combination to be? What combination do we want against Spurs? What CB combination are, that we think is going to work? Unlisted means you never like Disasi. Yeah, probably right. Because I was thinking, what was the thought process? You've got Chalobah. It's not like you've bought a world-class defender in the likes of Desasi. I think we can all agree on that. Yes, before the international break, he was going through a good phase. No doubts about that. The way he started, Desasi was shaky as well. Let's not forget. Desasi is not a defender that I'm going to put my neck out there, like as if he's, world-class defender level. Like for me, okay, maybe he's a little bit better than Chalobah. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Chalobah's absolutely disgusting. He's a bad player. He's not. Chalobah's not a bad defender. So, yeah, here we go. Enlisted. Desasi is so much better than Chalobah. For enlisted, Desasi must be like a world beater. As I said, Desasi is decent, but he's also there's flaws in his games, man. There's flaws in his games. If you're just sitting there and telling me Desasi is like of the caliber of Thiago Silva, those type of calibers, then you're honestly fooling yourself. I think he's a decent defender. There's no doubts about that. Miz, I've seen people still saying Silva is the problem in this team. Remove him and we win. It's hilarious, honestly. It's mad. People that think like that are absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because it's quite obvious Poch wants Levi to be left back. Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to get to. What's going to happen? Is Levi Colwill going to still continue being left back? Who's going to be the centre back pairing? Who's going to be the centre back pairing? Unlisted saying there's flaws for every game, man. Flaws for everyone. Of course, there's flaws for everyone, but you need to look at who has the least flaws, least amount of flaws. I think Buddy Shield has a more tighter game. Buddy Shield's game is more tighter than Desasi's game. Do you know what I mean? Adnan is saying Silva and Buddy Shield. Maybe that might be the go. You got to look at defenders that are a lot more tighter, that are a lot more aware, has the pace to recover. I think Desasi at times is not always aware. He definitely lacks the pace. Of course, Desasi is strong. He's tall. He's, physical specimen. Yeah, 100%. But is his game always tight? Not always. Not always. I think Buddy Shield is probably someone who's a lot more tighter in his game. Unlisted again saying, I feel Desasi is so much disrespected, but whatever. He's not disrespected, mate. He's not. I think what you're doing is putting too much respect. I don't know. Like you must be a fan. Like you must be a genuine fan of Desasi from his Monaco days, early Monaco days. You must have seen him from his academy days. I don't know. You must think he's all that. I think the balanced view is he's a decent defender. He's a decent defender, but he ain't a defender that is potentially of a world-class level. At Chelsea Football Club, I'm pretty sure you should aspire for world-class level defenders. Am I right or am I wrong? Because it's quite obvious Poch wants Levi to be left back. That's why we're looking for experienced LCBs. We might sell Chilwell or Cucurella next season. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Let me know in the live chat who is going to be potentially our CB partnership. Who's potentially going to be the left back? I think the right back is quite sorted. It is going to be Reece James as long as he's injury-free. But let me know the two CBs. Now that Buddy Shield is back, and I know he's only started against Blackburn. He may not start against Spurs. He played 60 minutes against Blackburn. You want to slowly ease him in. I get that. Absolutely understand that. But down the track, what is going to be our combination? I'm thinking it is going to be Levi Colwill on the left back. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be Buddy Shield LCB and potentially Thiago Silva in the RCB position. And then down the track, it's probably going to be Desasi. And then Reece James as the right back. Milo is saying Desasi is good, but not all that. His positives are greater than Chalobah and his flaws are lower than Chalobah. That's it. Chalobah is just okay. The meh feeling. No, exactly. That's how I feel as well. That's how I feel as well. Shubra, Colwill, Silva, Desasi, Reece against Spurs, but in the long term, I want Badiashile to replace Thiago Silva. I think that might be the case. I think that might actually be the case. We've got Marcus saying Chalobah will be one to go, but I hope we don't sell him. What we really need to do is loan him out for experience. Joshua saying Cuckoo, Colwill, Silva. Ooh. You might be right, Joshua. That might be the setup against Spurs. I don't know whether Reece James will start straight away again. I think Reece James will be managed. I think Reece James will be managed. I think Levi Colwill might be the left back. LCB and Thiago Silva in the middle. I think Buddy Shield won't start either. Do you know what? It might be Desasi as right back, It might be Desasi as right back. Poch might use Desasi as right back. He might just do that. Because yeah, I think Cucurella will probably be left back. Unless Poch goes with Levi Colwell left back, Thiago Silva in the middle, along with Desasi, and he starts Reece James. I think the captain eventually does need to start, right? Like it was a good outing from Reece James. I really did feel good about Reece James, but apparently he was tired after 15 minutes. And then obviously he finished 60 minutes. Now we've got a bit of time off until the Spurs game. Um, has he got the capacity to play the entire 90 minutes? Reece James, probably not. Maybe that position is going to be shared again between himself and Malo Gusto. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Haj, James, Silva, Buddy Shield back four. All these BS, we don't support our wingers. Lol, look at Pep and Arteta. They use 3 CBs in build and wingers in isolation too. So no issues for me. Fair enough. Fair enough. The amount of time Sterling just watched his runners and was walking around while Cucurella and Gusto had to mark 2 players at a time. Yeah, it was mad. It was absolutely mad. But yeah, very, very happy with Reece James's performance against Blackburn. Live chat, let me know. Does Reece James start versus Spurs? Think about it deeply. Does Reece James start against Spurs? Let me know. What's your back four, or I don't know, back five, whatever you want to have against Spurs? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what your selection is. Narayan, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I was blessed with a baby girl 2 days ago. Nice. And thankfully, Chelsea didn't ruin my midweek. I would like to see Badia and Colwell in the future, but Silva now. First of all, congratulations, Narayan, for your baby daughter. I just had a daughter about 8 months ago, and honestly, daughters are so cool, man. Daughters are cool. Not saying my son's not cool. My son's very, very cool, but daughters are special, man. So enjoy. Congratulations, my man. Congratulations. All right. Let's see what you guys are going to use in the back four. James must start. Adnan is saying. Bill is saying you have to start James. Miz, play him 50 to 60 minutes. It's power in his shots. Yeah. And it's that width. It's that width that he provides. It's that pace that he provides. It's that physicality, and it's that outlet that he provides on the right side. So crucial. So crucial to have someone like Reece James, man. Very important indeed. Perhaps it is wise to use Reece James. Perhaps it is wise. Liz, did you notice Palmer was playing as a striker in the later stages of the match? Yes, I did notice that. We took Jackson off. For me, he's the captain. If he can go, he plays. My backline would be Cuckoo, Colwell, Silva, and James, and bring Benoit on. All right, fair enough. There you go. Gregory, my back four for Spurs: Gusto, Desasi, Silva, and Colwell. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Reece James, if he has one more serious injury, I'm sorry, it's time to have the conversation that he needs to be sold. Our love for him blinds us for this ability. And absolutely, one more injury, I think that should be curtains. That should be curtains for him, man. But at the same time, we have to be so careful. We have to be so careful how we utilize him. But also, so many important games coming up. We need to utilize him. We need to utilize him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, slowly we're going to wrap things up. Obviously, Enzo Fernandez seems like he was the star player. I thought he was brilliant as well in the game. His passing was sensational. He got into some really good scoring positions as well, just outside the box. And his shooting technique wasn't bad. The only issue was that he hit it straight to the goalkeeper most of the times. So that's an issue. Gallagher is put down as 7.2. To be honest, I don't think he was a 7.2. Ugochukwu probably had a decent enough game as the deepest midfielder, and that's something we can look out for, utilizing Ugochukwu, and maybe have Ugochukwu as the deepest midfielder to cover for the ground, and then maybe I'll have Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez as the eights, really. But Enzo, obviously, someone who's closer to Ugochukwu. But we'll see if that's something that is utilized in the future. And of course, Cole Palmer. What can we say about Cole Palmer, man? This particular player, I mean, we're blessed. Thanks to the scouting team to be able to scout. Well, I don't think you need too much scouting to know he's a good player. He was already a good player at Manchester City, but glad that the board made that choice of bringing in Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer once again was very, very good, and I think in the upcoming fixtures he's going to be a very important player. Most likely going to play as a false nine, and I think he's going to be an extremely, extremely important player. Joe Shields, yeah, big up to Joe Shields, man. Big up to Joe Shields. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this match reaction. And of course, before we go, Newcastle. We've got Newcastle next up. I think we're a decent chance, man. I know some of us, some fans have already dismissed us against Newcastle. It's at Stamford Bridge, right? I'm pretty sure the match is at Stamford Bridge. It's a Carabao EFL Cup quarterfinal tie at home at Stamford Bridge. I'm pretty sure against Newcastle. I don't see why we can't beat them. Newcastle, mind you, are in the Champions League. So their focus will be in the Champions League. Their focus will be in the Premier League as well. They're probably fueled a weekend side, and maybe potentially we can win against that team. I know they absolutely demolished Man United, but Man United are in a bad space. Man United are absolutely in a bad space. We're not in a... Look, results have not gone our way, but we're not in the bad space like them. They are in a supremely bad space. Ownership, manager, players, it's just a mess. Sancho, Harry Maguire, Anthony, like so many stuff, Cristiano Ronaldo not that long ago. We're not in that space. Obviously, our results similar to them. We need to get better, but that's a different story. We're building something new under Pochettino. I don't think Newcastle will have the same sort of, success like they had against Man United, against us in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we need to tighten up a lot more. Blackburn quite seemingly opened us up. That's something we need to tighten up. But I think we're definitely a shot. We're definitely a shot to beat Newcastle. And then after that, obviously Arsenal's gone. West Ham's taken care of that. Hopefully Liverpool play West Ham. By the way, what are the fixtures? Can someone tell me what the fixtures are? I'll have a look. All right, here we go. Oh, so West Ham is playing Liverpool. That's perfect. I just brought it up. So Port Vale and Middlesbrough, they got lucky. That's good. West Ham versus Liverpool. Liverpool at home. Newcastle away from home to us at Stamford Bridge. Everton plays Fulham. I hope West Ham can knock out Liverpool, and then obviously we knock out Newcastle, and who knows? Maybe we got a fantastic opportunity to go all the way to the finals and win something, which will give the new squad a good confidence booster, a really, really good confidence booster. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button before you leave. And if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe. Stu's saying, beat Newcastle. You're having a laugh, Miz. Why? Why is it difficult? Why should it be difficult? Yeah, man. I mean, Dortmund beat Newcastle not that long ago in the Champions League. And we beat Dortmund last season. That was our worst season. So I'm not really sure why. I know they're a good team. I get it. Stamford Bridge, we should give ourselves a chance, 100%. All right. Take care, everyone. I shall see you guys later tonight for a news wrap. Until then, see ya.